Are you ready for a killer sales technique? I'm Amy Walker and I support entrepreneurs in being able to grow their business while maintaining balance with their families. And today I am sharing with you the secrets for how to get those indecisive people to just say yes. For all the tips you need to grow your business and maintain life balance, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so that you can be notified when new content comes out every Tuesday. Is your pipeline full of people who just can't seem to make a decision? I used to have that issue too, and I'm going to be sharing with you today what I've learned in order to help me be able to get to the yes more quickly. I've used these tips for myself, for my high-end clients, and I promise it is going to help you shorten that cycle of indecision so you can get a yes more quickly. So today I'm sharing with you the 5 different types of indecisive people and how to get each one to feel more comfortable and more excited to say yes to working with you. Now, if you find this helpful and you want more tips on how to close more deals, I have just released my newest book. It's called the I'm Not a Salesperson Sales Book, and it will teach you how to sell like a natural, even if you're not. And if you stay until the end, I'm actually going to give you a free copy. Before we jump into our 5 different types of indecisive people and how to sell to them, I want to hear from you. How often does this show up for you? Do you have issues with people not being able to say a confident yes or no? If so, tell me about it in the comments and I will gladly leave you some feedback. All right, let's jump into our 5 types of indecisive people. Type number 1 is a people pleaser. This person wants to make other people feel good. They want to make you happy. They don't want to hurt your feelings. And so sometimes a people pleaser actually isn't interested, but they just don't know how to tell you no. We've got to be able to sort that out and get clear on, are they actually interested and they want it, or are they just afraid to tell us no? One of the things I recommend with this group of people is that you could get them to say yes through manipulation. You could. They don't want to make you feel bad. They want to be liked. They want to be the good guy. Don't do it. It breaks relationships and rapport, and you end up with the wrong types of clients anyway. What you can say instead is things like, it seems like you're having a hard time making this decision. If you take me out of the picture, what feels right to you? Give them permission to say yes or no, because sometimes when they take you out of the picture and they actually stop and think about it, they want to work with you. Sometimes they don't, but it gives them permission to really focus on what's best for them so that they can make a decision one way or another. Because here's the deal, it is better for you to get a no than it is to have somebody stay in indecision. You'll continue to spend time and effort and energy and pour into this person that's not going to close, when you could be spending that same time instead working with somebody who is going to close and is excited to work with you. The second type of indecisive buyer is somebody who is codependent. They have a hard time making decisions on their own and they feel like they need the input of others. Now that might be real or it might be unreal. It might be that they actually have a business partner that needs to be involved in making this decision. It might be that they really do need to have a conversation with their spouse and they need to bring their spouse in. Or it might be that they just have a hard time making that decision on their own. The key to finding out is to ask more questions. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that in sales, I feel like questions are the most powerful thing that you can do. So we're going to ask those questions and we're going to ask something like, is there somebody else that you would like to get the opinion of or feedback from? And do they play an active role in your business or in your health care decisions or in this or that? And what that question is going to do is help them to separate out who they really need to talk to and who they don't. Now, if they really need to talk with that person and they're important, let's just bring them into the conversation. Let's ask the question, all right, well, would it be possible for us to get on a call, the 3 of us? If they don't actually need to be involved and they're not actually important, then I would ask the question, why does it feel important to you to discuss this with them? And then help them start brainstorming and start talking about what they actually want and help them get to that point where they feel more confident in saying yes without seeking the opinions of people who are uninformed or uninvolved. You're never going to get good feedback from somebody who's uninformed or uninvolved. In fact, quite often, you get bad advice and bad feedback from those people. The third type of indecisive buyer is the overanalyzer. They love the details. They love all the details. They want to know everything. And the only way to close this person is to get them all the information that they seek. If you ask them to make a decision without all the information, they will, and their decision will be no, because it feels like you're asking them to jump off of a cliff and they don't know that there's water at the bottom. And so you need to ask them the question, what information would you like me to get for you so that you feel like you can make an informed decision? And then they'll tell you what they want and need, and you simply get it for them and you schedule a follow-up call. And once they have the information, they tend to be decisive, but they will not move forward with unanswered questions. Fourth type of indecisive buyer is the feeler. They go off of the emotional feel of things, and they need time to take a step back from you because your presence influences how they feel in the moment. They want to take a step back. They want to be introspective. They want to meditate. They want to pray. They want to muscle test. They want to journal about it, but they want a little bit of time to process the information that you just gave them. Now, the challenge with the feeler is they tend to ask for a lot of time. Like, can I have a month? Can we get back together in a month? But here's the reality. Nobody actually thinks about it proactively for a month. When you're making a big decision, honestly, you proactively probably, whatever your process is, you probably proactively think about it for a couple days. That's about it. So what I ask them is I say, do you tend to make decisions quickly or does it take you a little bit more time? And then when they tell me, I'll say, if they say quickly, I'll say, great, well, why don't we do this? Why don't you spend some time tonight, sleep on it, think it over, and then let's get back together tomorrow. If tomorrow's not enough time, they'll tell you, they'll say, you know what, I actually can't do tomorrow. Can you give me through the weekend? Absolutely, that would be great. But a lot of times these feelers are actually pretty quick decision makers. They just need to take a step back and see how they feel about it. The ones who need a lot of time are actually usually not feelers. They're usually overanalyzers and they wanted time to research, or they just put off making big decisions. And so we want to encourage them to take the time that they need, but not give them a month. After a month, all enthusiasm, all excitement, all of that like hot lead type enthusiasm is gone. It's just dissipated, and now you're just another thing that they thought about for a minute and didn't move forward with. So let's shorten that window, but give them the time that they need. The last type of indecisive buyer is what I call the Greenlighter. It's never the perfect timing for them. They want all the lights to be green before they embark on their journey, and they struggle jumping in when it doesn't seem like there's a perfect path in place. So what I do with them is they'll tell you things like, yeah, it's just not quite the right time. I feel like I need to wait until, the fall, maybe give me a couple of months. And so here's the question that I ask. I say, okay, so what do you think is going to be different then? And if there's something specific, like, well, I'm finishing up another coaching program right now, or I'm in the middle of a really big product launch and we'll be done with it at that point and then I can focus, I accept that this is really not the right time for them. But if they say something like, let's just get to the fall. Like, I think it'll be better in the fall, but they don't have a clear timeline or a clear reason why, I don't accept that. And I will dig a little bit farther. And I'll say, honestly, can I be really frank with you? They usually say yes. And I'll say, I have found that if there's not a specific reason why the fall is going to be better, you're probably going to get to fall and it's probably going to feel exactly the same. So would it be okay if we just spend a little bit more time talking through why you don't feel comfortable so that you can be clear and either feel really good about saying yes or feel really good about saying no. That way we're taking away that excuse of just putting it off until a future date. Because I'll have people like this who will put it off and put it off and put it off, and there's really no reason why other than they just don't like to make decisions unless they can see that everything's going to be perfect. But you and I both know, as salespeople, everything's not going to be perfect ever. It's not just even as salespeople, it's as humans. like members of the human race, there's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be obstacles. So we can't keep waiting for those before we decide if this is a yes or a no. We need to know, are they moving forward or are they not? There you have it. Those are the 5 different types of indecisive people with some specific tips on how you can sell to them. Now, if you want more, I would love for you to go get my book, the I'm Not a Salesperson sales book. You can get it on Amazon, but you can also get it for free if you go to www.salesaremything.com. Salesaremything.com. The reason why I wrote this book was because I was not somebody who was natural to sales. It didn't come naturally to me, but I have learned to be really confident in sales. So it's a quick, easy read. It's under 100 pages, but every single chapter is loaded with sales training and scripts and verbiage and exact processes that you can follow to help you close more deals right away. So go grab the book. I'm excited for you to have it. You can get it for free. I would just love if you would leave me some positive feedback and share it with somebody else that's also trying to close more deals. Also, if you want to join a community of like-minded entrepreneurs, come over to my private Facebook group, The CEO Spot, where I do some live on-the-go videos, answer your questions, and give you a chance to be able to connect with some behind-the-scenes conversations. If you found this video helpful, I would love for you to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave me a comment so that we can get more people seeing these videos and more people getting the skills and the training that they need. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Amy Walker.